What's good, everybody? It's UturnCrobat here. You're turning into today with week 4? Week 3? Week 3? Week 4? I don't know. Week 3 or 4 of the NPCC. But before we get into anything, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you give this channel, well, give this video a big thumbs up. That will be greatly appreciated. Now, before we get into anything, I really need to let you guys know of what is going on with my team, because as you can see, my team consists of Zoomerl, Shaman, Sock, the Uxie, Technical, and the Doug Trio. We are battling Sharp. Sharp for scamming. His link and everything will be down in the description, so please make sure to go check that out. If you want to skip forward into and actually see the battle, I'm going to put a time down in the description so you can kind of skip forward, but I'm going to kind of go over my team right now, because I haven't been doing any team builder, so I kind of want to just get my team building out of the way right now. Not team building, but anyways, we're going to move on. So, looking at his team, he has a sand team. Now, looking at that, we're team building, Scruffy and I, we were both kind of disgusted because one, the sand teams can actually be deadly, but we had one mod that actually put a stop to that team, and it was a Zoomerl. We had to bring a Zoomerl, so we brought a Zoomerl and we had to put a ban on this thing. So we have a choice banded a Zoomerl for all of his sand shenanigans. We have a leftovers Shaman who can easily eat up any earthquakes or whatever any of his team members want to do, because we are physically defensive, I do believe. We have a fist plate with Sock, because none of his Pokemon want to get hit with a close combat or just right at whatever Sock wants to do. None of them really wants to get hit by anything, a move. They don't want to get hit from Sock. Long story short. Moving on, we do have, it was a Shuckaberry or a Colberberry. I think it was a Shuckaberry for Uxie, because we do not, if we had the opportunity to kind of get a free switch in, and if we predicted like a dark type move or some shit, then we can eat that up and like get a heal bell off or some shit, because we do pack heal bell for any statuses his team wants to kind of do to ours. We have the Colberberry, I think it was, on Technical, simply because we want to eat up any earthquakes, and then we can pack, we can throw a powerful Scald towards his team, so that's a plus. We have Focus Sash on Doug Trio, because if we had the chance, we are going to get a free switch in. If something were to be scarfed, whatever, then we are just going to get hit, bring us down to the Sash, and just hit a powerful EQ. If that extra drill is going to be scarfed, then that's kind of what we wanted it for. And we kind of wanted a powerful EQ and Sash for the Tyranitar as well. But looking at his team, the Trevenant, the Trevenant, the Giraffe Rig, the Excadrill, the Lando, the Volcarona, and the Tyranitar were kind of annoying. Not that annoying. I mean, like, when I first saw Volcarona, I was kind of worried, just because I know what Volcarona can do. Looking at the Excadrill, I was kind of worried about Excadrill, because I know what Excadrill can do. But I think we're just going to kind of get into this battle, just, you know, you can kind of see what goes down in this hizzy. Did I just say that? I don't think I did. Past Brad is a moron. Future Brad is now. Let's go. He's going to go out into Trevenant. Looking at his team, I was actually thinking leading a Zoomerl would be a great decision, simply because it hits like all of his team, all of his mons. But he predicted me to go out into a Zoomerl because, well, water hurts his team. He figured I was going to be leading with a Zoomerl. Good play. He goes out into Trevenant. Now he's going to switch out into the Trevenant, as you saw right there, and he's going to throw out a Will-O-Wisp towards my Zoomerl had I stayed in. Luckily, I didn't. I go out and do fuck off. The Technical, one, I don't want to get hit with a Horn Leech. 2, I don't want a Zoomerl getting burned. 3, I know Technical can eat up any attacks, and it can just wear down that Trevenant, because Technical is Toxic Ooze, Poison Ooze, Toxic Ooze, I don't know, one of the two. And so even if you wanted to Leech Seed or even, you know, Horn Leech, it'll be doing damage to him. So that is why we pack that on Technical. But right now is Tyranitar versus Technical. I don't really want to stay in, because I don't really want to lose the Colberry right off the bat. That's mainly for Excadrill. But when I was battling Tyranitar right now, I was predicting him to go and use Stealth Rocks, and I'm so glad he did, because that kind of gets me a free switch into Sock right now, and I can scare off anyone. I wasn't sure if he was going to stay in or not. I could have just destroyed this Tyranitar with a close combat, but I'd rather just get the item off a Tyranitar, so I do go for a knockoff. Unfortunately, he's going to go ahead and T-Wave me. That's a problem, but it's really not that huge of a problem because we do have Heal Belt on Uxie's for later on if we need it. Now, at this point in time, I was thinking he might... My safest play at this point was to keep knocking off because he was going to be switching out eventually. He really doesn't want to stay in against Sock. Eventually he was going to be switching out, as I do use the knockoff right there. Luckily, I get rid of the item that Volcarona was holding because that was going to be kind of annoying, just wondering what it was going to do, and just Volcaronas are scary. I don't really want to worry about an item. So luckily we get the item knocked off, and at this point in time I do want to switch out, simply because one, I don't really want Volcarona getting any more, I don't want it getting any more, any more HP with Giga Drain or Roost or just whatever. The reason why I went in hard on Azumarill, because at this point in time, I was actually just thinking, I was actually trying to predict right if he was going to Quiver Dance or if he was going to Roost. I figured he did not want to use a Giga Drain on Sock. One, he wasn't going to get that much HP back anyways, and two, there wasn't really much he would have done. His only options were to really Quiver Dance or to Roost. So I'm glad I made the safe play and went in hard, made that dangerous play and went into a Azumarill because I was able to take it out with that Aqua Jet as you saw. Unfortunately, Hall of Pain is facing Trevenant once again. I need to switch the hell out. I don't want to take a Willow, I don't want to take a Hornleech, whatever. I'm going into Shaman because Shaman can easily eat up those Willows, and two, it can easily eat up, the Hornleech. Simply because it's natural cure. If Shaman gets burned, then it's fine. I can just switch out and Shaman's all pretty again. So now Shaman's going one-on-one against Trevenant. Shaman does pack the Air Slash. So that was one reason why I wanted to go out into Shaman, because I wanted to try and not necessarily scare it out, because he doesn't really even know that we have Air Slash. Unfortunately, right now we do show him that we do have Air Slash, but I kind of wish he would have stayed in, because he wouldn't have known we would have had Air Slash. So just hitting that Air Slash on Trevenant would have been great. He unfortunately switches out, but it is what it is. I suppose any chip damage is good, because earlier in the battle we were able to get the Toxic Spikes up, which means every Pokemon that he does bring in now will be poisoned, and that's amazing, and because we need all the chip damage we can get. So seeing as how this Tyranitar one got chipped with the Air Slash and is slowly going down to the poison is really good for us. We do pack the Protect so we can scout. I really wanted to see what this freaking Tyranitar was going to do to me. One, I wanted to get some more lefties recovery, not that it really matters because it's just going to... It just doesn't matter because the sand's up, so it's just going to get negated by the sandstorm. So I guess it didn't really matter, but I am glad that I did predict because I wasn't sure what this thing was going to do to me. I know that Shaman can take an attack or two from the Tyranitar, and we do have Giga Drain for, Excadrill, Tyranitar, just shit like that, you know what I mean? So I'm going to go for, I think it was a Giga Drain, either a Giga Drain, yeah, I think it was a Giga Drain. Predicting him to stay in. Unfortunately, he switches out, goes into Sap Sipper. Girafarig. Now that kind of scared me at first, to be honest, because I wasn't sure what Sap Sipper did, if it raised special attack or attack, but it kind of proved my, it kind of showed me what it did right there. It showed me that Sap Sipper does raise the attack, and quite frankly, I didn't worry about that at all because Girafarig's attack set is shit, so I wasn't too concerned about that at all. At this point in time, I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I don't want to stay in, obviously. I really do not want to stay in on this Girafarig. Luckily, though, he does switch out. He goes into the Excadrill. I'm going into Uxie right here, because I know that one-on-one, Uxie can easily just stay in on Girafarig, but because he doubled out, I kind of had to double out as well, because I didn't want Shaman staying in on the Girafarig. He's unfortunately going to be Rapid Spinning. That does suck. If we have any opportunities to later on in the battle, we can throw out our Stealth Rocks, because Uxie does pack the Stealth Rock. If we have any time later on in the battle as well, we can throw out our Toxic Spikes if we need them again, but I don't think we will. I don't really think we needed them anymore, to be honest with you. But he's just going to Exos on me after I healed my whole team, luckily, because we do need Sock not being paralyzed. We just need all this status off our team, so it's whatever. I'm gonna U-turn out, luckily, getting that little slow U-turn, because at this point in time, I can easily go into Doug Dildo here, lock in Exadrill, and just hit off a powerful Earthquake, as you're gonna see momentarily. I'm glad that we brought Doug Trio. I'm very, very glad we did bring Doug Trio, simply because we can lock in any of his Pokemon, just like we did with Exadrill. Exadrill is one huge threat, and if he was Scarfed, then, well, I don't know. I think we still would have died, but because we did get that slow U-turn, he was unable to really hit us, if that makes sense. Anyways, moving on. Fuck this. My immediate switch into Trevenant is Technical, because if he wants to Horn Leech, Leech Seed, whatever, Technical is there to hurt him with the Toxic Ooze. Unfortunately, he's going to be going out into the, Lando. Now, it's fine. I don't really care. None of his Pokemon really want to get hit with Scald, because one, it has the chance to burn, and two, Technical special attack is pretty decent, so it's not like his special attack is shit where Scald's not going to do anything. Scald will do a fairly decent amount. I'm going to hit off a powerful Scald right here on this Tyranitar, but because the Sandstream is up, it just buffs its defenses, so unfortunately Scald isn't going to be doing as much as I want it to do, but luckily Tyranitar is still poisoned, so he is slowly going down to poison. Now at this point in time, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to switch out because I don't really want to stay in anymore on this Tyranitar, because Tyranitar can just take out Technical, and I do want to preserve Technical's health. I'm going into Shaman. One, I know Shaman can eat up any attacks Tyranitar wants to do, and two, I can easily take out Tyranitar with a Giga Drain, or I can just scare him out and get some chip damage on whoever. So I'm pretty safe to just leave Shaman in right now. I wasn't sure if I should just go for a Giga Drain, just take him out right now, or if I just should just predict a switch and go for an Air Slash. Even if you wanted to switch out, I wouldn't have gotten that much HP back anyways from a Giga Drain, so I'm just going to go for a safe Giga Drain. I really have no reason not to at this point in time. I wouldn't have gotten much HP back from the Trevenant hitting a Giga Drain. Either way, Tyranitar didn't have that much HP left, so I didn't really get a ton of HP from there anyways, and besides the fact, you know, the whole, the Sandstream is up, so it's just really going to negate any leftovers and any HP that I did get previously. He's going into Brimley right now, the Lando. Right now, I know that I can take, an Earthquake, I know that I can take, an Earth Power, but I'm going to Scout. That's one thing I love about Protect, is that if I'm in a tight position, I can just easily Protect and Scout. I wanted to Protect just to Scout, but two, I also wanted to Protect just to get some HP back, but like I've said numerous times, unfortunately the Sandstorm is going to negate any HP that I did get from the leftovers, but as you can see right here, he's predicting me to switch out. He is really predicting me to switch out. That's why he's going for Earth Power. He's predicting me to switch into Technical, which, if we had a free switch in, we could take the Earth Power. It would pop the Cobra Berry, and we could shoot off a powerful Scald on this Lando. But unfortunately, we're not going to be. Unfortunately for him, we're not going to switch out. We're really not going to switch out. I'm just going to as you saw, I did Giga Drain, and I did get a massive damage off on that Lando. One reason why I stayed in fact, the main reason why I did stay in against that Lando is because I wanted to get some damage off on the Landorus, so then Azumarill can just sweep up later on in the battle. I wanted to get some damage off on the Lando, so I knew that a Choice Banded Adamant Aqua Jet would take him out, so I really just wanted to get some damage off on that Lando. He's pretty. This Trevenant here with Harvest is rather annoying. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, but it is rather annoying. But he cannot beat me 1v1. He really can't. He's poisoned. We have Air Slash. There is no possible way he can beat me 1v1. He's going to hit me with a Shadow Ball. I think he's just predicting to switch out, which I wasn't going to. Last week, spoilers if you haven't seen it, last week we did lose 3-0. So this week, I really wanted to try to preserve our differential. So I really wanted to try to preserve either a 6-0 or a 5-0. So that is why I'm just switching constantly. I'm just trying to preserve the HP of my Pokemon, because I don't want to win 3-0. I mean, like, if that was a possibility, then you know, cool, but I'd much rather win like a 5-0 or 6-0 just to preserve my differential. I kind of need that right now. I'm going to hit off an air slash. Luckily, that does a ton of damage because it is super effective, and luckily, earlier on in the battle, we did throw those toxic spikes down, so meaning half his team they're just gonna get poisoned. And luckily, Trevenant did get poisoned earlier from just walking along those spikes, and the toxic is wearing him down, and the toxic is assisting us with the air slashes and whatnot, because now we can just take out Trevenant right there with the amount of HP it had. Well, it was a crit. I really don't think the crit mattered, to be honest with you. I really don't. But besides that, it was just you know, the poison would have taken him out anyway, sooner rather than later. So I'm just happy he was poisoned. He's going out into Brimley the Lando. At this point, I just kind of wanted to scout. Like I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I'm glad I do have Protect. I like scouting. I really do. He's going to go and he's going to actually use the Sludge Wave. Now, I figured he was Scarfed. Through this whole battle, I figured Lando was Scarfed, so I'm going to actually switch out here in a second, because I don't want to take a Sludge Wave, but because he is Scarfed, he's going to be switching out first and going out into the Giraffe Rig. I keep almost forgetting its name, but I'm going into Fuck Off, the Technical, predicting a Sludge Wave, because I know that Technical can easily eat up a Sludge Wave. But unfortunately now, I'm in kind of a tough spot, because Giraffe Rig can just destroy Technical. I'm going to just sack off Uxie right here. Uxie doesn't have a ton of HP left, and plus after rocks, a Psychic can simply get take out the Uxie. So I don't really mind sacking Uxie off. I do have 5 Pokemon left. If, like I mentioned earlier on, I wanted to try preserving my differential. If I got a 5-0, cool. If I got a 6-0, cool. It didn't really matter. I just didn't want to get another 3-0. I kind of wanted my numbers to go up. So I'm going out into Azumarill, because I know now that I have a free switch, I can just pick up this game right now. I'm just going to Aqua Jet away. I'm just going to Aqua Jet the Giraffe Rig. I'm going to Aqua Jet the Lando, because nobody on his team, he only has 2 Pokemon left, but nobody on his team wants to take an Aqua Jet from an Adamant Banded Azumarill. Nobody does. I'm really glad he doesn't. I don't even know which version it is. Lando Incarnate, I don't really know. The one with Intimidate. I'm glad he doesn't have that, because that would have been kind of annoying, just intimidating our Azumarill like all the fucking time. But luckily he didn't have that version of Lando, and luckily we were able to pick up the 5-0 win right there. Azumarill was a beast. Its nickname Hall of Pain is very true. It really is. But his my opponent's team, Sharpdressed, his roster, his team in entirety was very threatening, with the Excadrill, with the Lando, with the Tyranitar, Volcarona. It was really just scary when I first looked at it. And when we were team building, we were trying to find a way around all the sand, and Azumarill was our check. Azumarill was our answer, was our way around all that sand, because no one on his team wanted to take like a choice banded Adamant Aqua Jet. No one really did, and no one really wanted to take a fist plate close combat from Sock. I really don't see any Pokemon on his roster that wanted to take one. But I'm glad we brought the mods we did. I'm glad that we were able to prep really well for this week. I wasn't even sure if he was going to be bringing Giraffe Rig or not, but he did. It kind of surprised me. But I think I'm going to get the hell out of here. I did have a lot of fun, Sharp. Don't think that I didn't. If you're watching this, cool. If you're not, then whatever. I don't mind. But I did have a lot of fun. I know that you're a good battler. I know you are. So for those of you who are watching this battle and who are like, oh, Sharp isn't a good battler, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, I want you to shut the fuck up, because he knows what he's doing. He's a good battler. I suggest you guys go check him out. He has great content. I'm going to get the hell out of here for a second time now. I hope all of you have a great day, and I'll catch all of you all on the flip side.